Alright, so I'm going to take a look at lab 2. So this was a remote lab, so you didn't have to demo anything, and so my guess is that if you'd like to make this one up and get a better grade, you still could do that. I'm going to talk you through some of it, and then you'll have to figure out the rest on your own. So let's start with what it's asking. You have 4 inputs, I, J, and R and S. So looks like it changed from when he did this. So our 4 inputs, I, J, R, and S, and 2 outputs, B and C. And you have to figure out, you want to minimize the circuit, and then you need to map that circuit to chips available in the lab. Now, we're told that assign and specify in your design control input values to the functions. So we need to say what I and J will give for function F, function G, and function H. And you can do this however you want, but let's do, or I'm going to do, I equals 0 and J equals 0 specifies F, and I equals 0 and J equals 1 specifies G, and I equals 1 and J equals 1 specifies H, and I equals 1 and J equals 0 is don't care. Alright, so I'm going to start by making a Carnot map for F. So I have IJ. Actually, no, that's not how I'm going to do it. No, that's not how to do it at all. I want to make a Carnot map for B. So this is a Carnot map for B, and I have I, J, R, S. So 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0. Now remember, my I equaled 1 and J equaled 0 were don't cares. And I equals 0 and J equaled 0 specified function F. So this corresponds to function F. I equals 0, J equals 1 is G. I equals 1, J equals 1 is H. So my first column is for function F. And if RS is 0, 0, RS is 0, 0, then B is 0. If RS is 0, 1, then B is 1. If RS is 1, 1, then B is don't care. And if RS is 1, 0, then B is 1. 0, 1, don't care 1. Yep. Okay, now for G, for RS 0, 0, I have 0. For RS 0, 1, I have 1. For RS 1, 1, I have 1. And for RS 1, 0, I also have 1. And for 1, 1, I don't have a B column, so those are don't cares. Alright, so now I want to minimize this, and the best way to do that will be with this group and with this group. So I get that B equals I bar S or I bar R. Now, when I go to make my circuit, it'll be probably slightly less cost to write it like that, I bar S plus R. So let's just make sure that works. Let's make sure that I would get the right value. Let's say I had, I wanted to figure out what my value for B was. Let's say I had I equals 1, J equals 0, S equals 1, and R equals 1. So I1, J0, that would be, oh, I chose a don't care. Let's have I1, J1. So I1, J1 would be H, and S1, 1 is 1. So this is telling me I should get B. Let's make sure that works here. Let's see. So I would get, supposed to get 1 as an answer, and I'm not. Let's see. So I1, J1 specifies H, and R and S both 1 specifies B equals 1. But if I plug in here, if I is 1, I bar is 0, 0 and 1 or 1 is still 0 and 1, which is still 0, which is not 1. So I have something very wrong. Let's see. RS 0, 0, B is 0, 0, 1 is 1, 1, 1 is don't care, and 1, 0 is 1. And for G, I have 1s except for 0, 0. And for H, I have don't cares. And because there is no B, and for 1, 0, I have don't cares. And so this group has I equal to 0 and S equal to 1. And this group has I equal to 0 and R equal to 1. Oh, no? Yeah. Okay, yeah, okay, so that's why. So I1, J1 specifies H, but H is don't care for B's, and I was looking at the wrong one. So I really want I equal 0 and J equals 1. So I equals 0, J equals 1, that specifies G. Now we're talking. And now for G, if I have 1, 1, I should get an answer of 1. And so I equals 0, so I bar is 1. And yes, so that does work. Okay, so that was just my little check that took me too long because I couldn't do my check. So I now have that B equals I bar and S plus R. Okay, so you will need to do the same thing for C. So you'll need to do your Carnot map for C and come up with what its circuit is. So you will have to do that. So you would use the same setup. IJRS 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0. And this corresponds to function F, G, H, and don't care. So you'll have don't cares there. And when you're doing C, Notice that function g doesn't have a c in it, so those will be don't cares. And this is 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, and 1, 0. So now all you need to do is fill in the right values there and simplify.